Hi, I'm the summer penguin, and this is my husband.
And I am the winter snowman, and I'm an INFJ.
Cool. So today we just want to talk about our communication styles, and we normally, when we're thinking, we come to the same conclusions, same things that we want. We normally don't disagree very much on what we are trying to accomplish. But what we realized early on in our relationship, especially when we were dating and newly married, was that we can sometimes, where we really don't understand each other, is in the middle, in the process where we're thinking, the thinking process, getting to those conclusions. So,
Right.
as an ENTP, I tend to make my decisions very fast and am very want to act very quickly on those decisions, thinking that I've got it all right and got it all down. And when we discovered Myers-Briggs, there was some things that we discovered about the INFJ personality and how they process and come to their thoughts.
Right. One of the things about an INFJ is that we actually tend to think not from beginning to end and the process that goes on there, but instead from end to beginning. And so it's sort of backwards compared to the way that a lot of people think. As a matter of fact, an INFJ male, I think, is 2% of the population.
1%.
So it's a very small amount. And it's interesting because, as she was saying, she makes choices quickly. I, on the other hand, like to think of it as a jigsaw puzzle. If you have a piece of information that you take in as an INFJ, you sort of attach that information onto one of the boxes that is in a jigsaw puzzle. And then to make sure that that piece of information is taken in and adapted correctly, we then take that box piece that is in the jigsaw puzzle that we attach the information to and move it around and connect it to all the other boxes to make sure that everything lines up with the big picture and the end result of what we're after. So sometimes it takes a little longer to end up getting to the conclusion that we are after, and sometimes that means that we don't start a project that we probably should have started because we feel we don't have enough information, or it's not right, or something in that regards.
Mm-hmm. And one thing that I realized was, even though I might start something out, most people know ENTPs aren't very good at finishing anything. And I have this really good plan, I know it's going to work, but sometimes there are those steps that I just kind of forget about. And when he does his planning, he'll thinking of it from like the finished product all the way each step backwards to where we need to start. It takes a long time to get to that place on a new project. Now once it's a secondary project, the second time or third time you've done it, you're really fast, and you're really quick at getting it done.
Yes.
But it is that initial time, that learning phase, that you guys are a little bit slower at picking up those new details, whereas I'm very fast at picking up those new details. But sometimes, even though I have enough information, I feel like I need to have to get to where we need to go. Sometimes I can forget those steps, and my whole plan will fall apart.
Well, and on my side, an INFJ tends to be very involved with systems. We love to create a system that is going to take care of all of the miniature, minute details that life often throws at us. Partially because of the fact, again, you come back to the jigsaw, if I have a ton of information coming in and I'm having to connect all of those ideas and thoughts, it's going to drain me, and I will actually end up shutting down and having to back away and introvert so that I can recharge. Now that doesn't mean that I'm fully introverted. I can still extrovert out and connect with people, and I love to be able to relate with people and to make those connections because with the F portion of my personality, I love to be able to actually meet and discuss and have deep relationships with others.
Yeah, and I think on a big part of communication that I really had to learn that was also very different was I would say the worst thing I think you can say to an INFJ. I constantly come up to him and go, "What are you thinking?"
Yeah, which sometimes
which I found out
was absolutely nothing, and other times was 600 different things, because one idea for an INFJ can chain reaction to multiple other ideas that are in our box that we have as far as the big picture. So I could be talking about a story and be thinking that I am expressing myself in a way that people understand, but to me, when I'm saying I love the way that the wind blows through the trees, that's connected with 20 other things that I have experienced, felt, witnessed, been through. Maybe it's the sound that the wind blows through in a specific tree, like a long needle pine, and how that sound then goes through and you can hear the wind coming through the valley. I think of that and I'm talking to someone and I don't express all of that detail, so it gets left behind. That can tend to happen a lot in the INFJ communication.